Nasarawa is one of the most endowed states in Nigeria with natural resources. This is obviously why the state is called home of solid minerals. Hello and thanks for joining us once again on Nasarawa Focus. I am Maria Olasheinde.
As the 2019 elections draw closer, Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura has cautioned Nigerians against hate speech and fake news that are capable of destabilizing the peace of the nation.
Governor Tanko Almakura made the call at the government house in Lafia shortly after observing Eid al-Kabir prayers. While congratulating Muslim faithful on the occasion of the Eid al-Kabir, Almakura said Nigerians should strive to create an atmosphere of peace and sustain harmonious coexistence. He stressed that the unity of the country is paramount, hence Nigerians should strive to achieve it in the view of the forthcoming elections. The governor also noted that political affiliation, ethnic and religious diversity should not be allowed to escalate into hate speeches, violence or conflict.
Getting towards elections, we should consider it not a life or death endeavor. We should not embark on bitterness to be the modus operandi. We should avoid rumor mongering, hate speeches, and fake news. Our media, both normal media and social media, these days are washed with all kinds of fake news, hate speeches and rumor mongering. As patriotic citizens, we should avoid that. And where we see things like that, we should disregard such.
Once you make certain pronouncements that are offensive to the people around you, people with whom you share space, social space, they naturally get offended. And when you offend of them, the chances are that they may wish to revenge. They may wish to take their, pound of flesh over whatever bad or hate speech you have made. And 1, 2, 3 such incidences have got what you call cumulative effect. And once people begin to get together those hate speeches, then you know the country or the community in which the hate speech is anchored is in for it, is in for bad times, and only God knows what it can lead the society to. So my religion is very, very, very clear on the issue of hate speeches, just like Christianity also. If you go through the Holy Bible, as it is in the Holy Quran, there's a divine message directive to all and sundry, all believers. One of the most fundamental of the 10 commandments is for you to love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's the first. And when you love your neighbor, you cannot think of having anything hate speech towards your neighbor. And one would expect that your neighbor also has the same philosophy, admonishes the same stance. And if every one of us is able to see his neighbor in positive terms and is desirous of ensuring that he has peace with his neighbor, then the country will be, the better for it.
And as far as labor is concerned in the state, we are strongly against hate speech. And if we want to judge any politician, we should judge him on the basis of what he has to offer for workers and the state at large and the country at large. So what the president of this country is doing it for the best interest of the common people of Nigeria. And we are all in support of what he's doing as far as anti-corruption and all other infrastructure putting on ground in the whole country. We are going to rally around to see that we support him and to the promised land.
100% behind the campaign against the hate speech, because when government be able to stop the hate speech, there will be a free information flow in Nigeria.
Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura says Nigerians need to collect their permanent voter cards to be able to take part in the 2019 general elections.
Governor Tanko Almakura made the call while hosting the senator representing Nasarawa West at the National Assembly, Abdullahi Adamu. The governor says it is important for supporters of any aspirant to ensure that they get their PVCs to avoid being denied the right to vote.
To assure you that we will support you in every way possible to ensure that the PVC exercise that is going on is successfully accomplished. Well, I want to urge you that it's not about clamoring to support APC. I would want you, if you have gotten your PVC, ask your neighbor to collect his PVC. Ask your political associates to collect their PVC. This is the only power, the weapon we have to consolidate on our mission to transform this country.
The duty, the responsibility of moving this country forward rests on everybody's shoulders. Everybody's shoulders. So, our shoulders be on the plow to see what we can do as Nigerians. It is not a one-man show. Yes, President Muhammadu Buhari has been vested with the authority via the democratic process to be the president of this country, but he alone cannot deliver. It needs every one of us, every able-bodied Nigerian has a primary responsibility to join hands with the president to ensure that we do achieve the goals that are there staring us if we want to get this country to the fruits of our dreams.
Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura has inaugurated a 450 cubic meter portable water project for the people of Wamba local government area of the state.
Clean and safe drinking water is scarce. Nearly 1.2 billion people in the developing world don't have access to it. Water, which is the very foundation of life, has been taken for granted in some places. But for others like Wamba in Nasarawa State, water is scarce. Wamba local government area, located in the northern part of Nasarawa State, has a population of 73,000 people according to the 2006 census. It has hitherto been confronted by lack of potable water due to the unique topography of the environment. This anomaly has been a perennial problem of Wamba community, and it has affected their socio-economic well-being. But the Tanko Almakura administration has from inception prioritized the provision of clean and safe drinking water to various communities in the state. This he has demonstrated with the inauguration of the modular water works in order to bring succor to residents of Wamba community at a cost of 339 million naira. Although previous attempts have been made by past administrations to undertake water supply scheme in Wamba, their efforts had been unsuccessful.
In line with many other things that we've done before, we are gathering here to commission the modular township waterworks. You will remember that Wamba is amongst few local governments in Nasarawa State that have serious challenge with regard to water supply, given the topography and the terrain that makes water so very difficult to access. The rivers close to the township were too far away, and the equestrian well, which is supposed to provide water table close for ease of access, has gone so fathomly down that when you are constructing borehole or some other normal ways of getting water in Wamba, you will be just joking. It is for that reason that I have painstakingly considered this approach to water supply in Wamba. You could see that the source of the water supply is far away from the town. This all has to do with the topography and geography of the town. But in spite of that, I said Wamba must get water running in their towns before I leave office. I'm happy to say that today we are commissioning this project which supplies Wamba with water. Let me congratulate the water board, the general manager water board and his team, and also former commissioners who have handled this project, right from Dr. Kana to Abdulhamid Kwara, who are son of soil. The amount of efforts they have made to ensure that this project becomes a reality cannot be quantified. I thank you and I appreciate you.
Water supply schemes across the state have brought relief to the people of Nasarawa State, who before now have been battling with drinking of water that is hardly potable. The commission of this Wamba Small Water Scheme, therefore, has no doubt added value to your numerous achievements.
Governor Tanko Almakura said the small town water scheme in Wamba is a pilot scheme that will be replicated in other local government areas of the state for cost effectiveness. He described the initiative as a move from the conventional water schemes that use electricity supply with attendant setbacks caused by power outages and bad maintenance culture to constructing a water project that is solely powered by solar energy.
I have noted carefully some of the observations by the chairman about some of the challenges that are likely to face people from accessing this water. That is about the reticulation of this water within the township. I've also noticed that as I move into this waterworks, the people at the junction were showing some placards soliciting government's attention so that the aligning settlements could also benefit by that. As a government that is inclusive, as a government that gives everyone equal opportunity, we will see what we can do about that. However, I have to note, or we have to note, that this will not be immediately, because the main thing is let's get the main supply into the town where the challenges of water is most desired, so that after the reticulation then we can dedicate a line that comes right from the water board to the aligning villages, because we want to avoid the mistake that has happened in the Akwanga waterworks, where millions of water being pumped every day to the overhead tank in Kefi get lost in transit, because even the minutest villages that are dotted along the right of way have pilfered the water, so that before Kefi can get water you have to pump for a minimum of 5 days. That to me It's a very big mistake because the purpose for which we are putting the waterworks to supply the township with large population that have very difficult access to water could not be achieved. So I'm pleading to people living within the lines where they have streams to resort to the streams until those townships for whose purpose we have put these waterworks get their supplies. We are also considering a one-off kind of intervention along these villages. We have a criteria. A village that has a minimum of certain number of people will automatically secure the sinking of a borehole for the purposes of the people within that community. So I want to appeal to the people in the villages to tarry a little. Let's see how much Wamba benefits before we can help to supply them with some water lines.
Wamba local government area is one of the oldest of the old Plateau state, currently situated in Nasarawa state. And for the people of this area, their joy knew no bounds as the provision of potable drinking water by the state government has quelled their age-long thirst.
In the history of development in Wamba local government area. This time around, it is in the waterfront. Last time, it was in the school structures. Yet, again, last time, it was on road constructions. Wale abon seta a. Your Excellency, sir, I must confess, I envy you. Your Excellency, sir, I envy you. Not because I want to be a governor like you. No, but to leave a legacy like you, whose posterity will ever remember me for.
The construction firm in charge of the project said it was completed within 9 months and carried out with the consideration to world-class engineering best practices, noting that it was designed to meet the basic water needs of the people. Engineer Lude further noted the ease of operation, stable performance, and efficiency as some of the strong points of the project.
The system consists of 15 industrial boreholes, which are scattered within an average radius of 200 meters to the overhead tank. This overhead tank is over 450 cubic meters and 12-meter steel tower. The capacity is equal to 118,800 gallons. Differently, this overhead tank is in cylinder formation. Compared to this rectangular formation, it is more endurable and more stable. The system is solar powered. It uses clean energy. The system is installed with 248 pieces of solar panels. Each panel is over 200 watts. All the 15 boreholes are installed with 2 horsepower submersible pumps, plus with particularly imported and designed inverters of 4 kilowatts. The whole system can operate stably to provide water to the whole town. We also did 8.7 kilometers of reticulation networks, and this network is expected to expand in the future. Generally, the system is economically saving, it's easy operating, and it has stable performance. This system can cover a population of at least 15,000, and in the future, once the system is expanded, more people will be benefited from this system.
The scheme in Wamba community is capable of providing an equivalent of 118,000 gallons from 15 boreholes with 8.7 reticulation networks to provide water supply.
The Nasarawa state government has launched a new waste management system to curtail indiscriminate dumping of refuse in Lafia metropolis and its environs. The senior special assistant to the state government on development controls, Stanley Buba, who disclosed this to newsmen in Lafia, said the new policy is tagged "Keep Nasarawa State Clean."
The indiscriminate dumping of refuse has been a major problem in major cities across the country. Apart from posing a threat to health, the act oftentimes leads to blockages in the drainage system, resulting to flooding when there is excessive rainfall. The Nasarawa state government sees this as an eyesore and is introducing a new waste management policy.
Now, the citizens will need to pay something for it. One size of the polythene bag is about 5 naira. We just feel it's nothing. At least let people show some commitment to it. Now, we will be providing this in the first instance, but we believe that wherever the citizens can get it, they don't necessarily need to get it from the Urban Development Board. So long as we can come to your house and notice that you have this, we're okay with it.
The state government feels that the usual monthly sanitation exercise has outlived its usefulness and can no longer keep the city clean.
At all, because it now means that you can keep waste in your house. Nobody will tell you anything until at the end of the month. So you can imagine the amount of waste that will gather. So we want to make it a sustainable thing. It should be part of the daily lives of our people. Sanitation should be daily. Every day you should be able to clean your house. Every day you should be able to clean up your gutter to ensure that you don't put some of this rubbish in everywhere.
It also spelled out penalties for defaulters of the new policy.
We have mobile courts that normally sit on those sanitation days. Now they don't need to sit only on those days, they will be sitting every day. Then we also have what we call the revenue court that was set up at the instance of the Nasarawa State Urban Development Board. This revenue court deals with issues of violations of the urban development and sanitation laws of the state.
TVC News spoke with some residents of the state who expressed delight with the new policy.
Very, very good, because the government have to do something, because if they provide that polythene bag now, it will reduce all this rubbish that they are dumping around the society.
Come the idea, and I also want to suggest, in addition to the polythene bag, anywhere the thing is mounted, let there be a small board that failure to use this polythene bag, you will pay a particular sum of money as a fine, so that anybody found will be prosecuted.
Very good idea, and I think it will help a lot if all the houses and the shops they have where they will put their refuse. It will help.
The new policy introduced by the Nasarawa state government to control waste has received wide commendation from residents of the state, as it will keep them healthy and free from flooding.
That's a wrap on Nasarawa Focus this week. Join us again next time for more updates. I am Maria Olashainde. Thanks for watching. Goodbye from Lafia.